Oh, this looks incredible. This is running on an iPad? Oh, hello. Hell yeah, brother. That was the best.
Diablo Immortal has no business being this good. Mobile games are dead because there is no excuse for playing a crappy game that's a mobile game versus just some of these games that are just released on mobile alongside other platforms and also really great. This month, we got Apex Legends Mobile and Diablo Immortal. Both of them are ports of, well, Diablo Immortal was developed mobile first, but it's also released on PC, so simultaneous release, whereas Apex Legends is a port of a PC and console game, and they are both fully featured, fully fledged. You can now use controller with both of them. They run at high frame rates, and they feel really freaking good. So I went ahead and played the first couple hours of Diablo Immortal. I got to level 21. The full playthrough session for all of my first impressions is over on Nebula. That'll be linked below, and I'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But I got to level 21. Granted, 20 minutes or so of that 2 hours was me trying to make my character over and over and getting booted back to the server menu for some reason. But once I found a server that would let me stay in, I was able to link up my Battle.net account and play, and got some really good first impressions.
Oh, this looks incredible. It is hard to believe. This is running on an iPad? Like, the gameplay itself, the combat, feels perfect. It feels exactly as I expected to. On par there. I think where we're gonna see the obvious signs of it being a mobile game is in the linearity, at least at first. This is basically like a glorified tutorial section, probably. Okay, oh dear, there's people now. We've finally gotten to the actual game. Oh, there's chat, there's people everywhere. Okay, I was starting to get worried. So we made it to level 10, and that's what starts the actual game. This is sick. Okay, now I'm excited. Oh, here we go. Here's the mobile stuff. I knew it was going to show up. I will give them credit. Granted, a lot of this time was spent in character creation over and over and over. But we spent like an hour in this game, and we're just getting hit with this. But it's here. And I was playing on my iPad Pro 2018 or 2019, not the M1, running at nearly max settings, full, as far as I could tell, 60 FPS, no frame rate issues. Every once in a while, it would kind of stutter a bit, but I think that might have been networking lag more than performance lag. But I got about 2 hours in before I had to kind of be like, all right, I probably should charge my iPad now before I kept playing. But I was playing with the Xbox Series X controller. It was incredible. The combat overall feels just like I would expect Diablo to play on a controller. Now, I am a huge fanboy of the classic dungeon crawler, what I call Diablo Lights, you know, like roguelite, but Diablo Light. In that Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance I talk about all the time, and then the Gauntlet games, you know, these older school kind of arcade-based dungeon crawlers, and then Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance plays a little bit more twin stick action where you still do some of your shooting and stuff with your right stick, whereas Diablo, as far as I can tell, even on the console ports, doesn't really play that way, and I prefer the twin stick action of these older games a little bit, but the combat still feels great, controls are reasonable and somewhat remappable, and you get touch or controller support. Some of the controller stuff doesn't work, or like some of the menus you can only swipe through, you can't scroll through yet, so that's always annoying on mobile. But like, this is a full game. This isn't a mobile game. We're not getting Diablo super dumbed down and hyper monetized into some crappy mobile game. Like, this is what Raid Shadow Legends wishes it could be. Now, unfortunately, you need to play about 20 or 30 minutes before you understand what you're getting, because the first 20 or 30 minutes is effectively the tutorial, and you're going to be walked through a very Final Fantasy 13 like linear path where it's like, walk here, kill things, listen to person, walk here, kill things, listen to person. And that feels like it's dumbed down a lot more. But once you actually get out into Westmarch and actually, you know, explore Sanctuary and start doing dungeons and partying up with people, it feels exactly like I was playing Diablo 3. All right, for context, the last Diablo game, Diablo 3, came out a decade ago in 2012. At the time, I was running on like a 7850 or 6870 AMD GPU, or either my GTX 660 and a 9800 GT for PhysX. I don't remember which at the specific time. At 1440 by 900. I may still have footage of my original captures. This looks better than that did, running on a tablet. That is wild. In terms of monetization, I know everyone's like, oh, it's pay to win, blah, blah, blah. There are things that I would expect a game like this, and have played other games like this, to hyper monetize that they're not. When it comes to health potions, while some are gonna complain that it's on easy mode, you don't have a set quantity, you just have a cooldown on it. I like that as someone who doesn't like juggling a whole lot of inventory, and the fact that they're not charging for it, at least at the moment, it's great. If it was a limited quantity item that you just had to find over time, then they would very easily just start charging you for more health potions, and a lot of people would feel compelled to do that, or else you die a lot more. So I really appreciate that. And then you seem to have an absurd amount of inventory space available. Now they do have in the bounty service plan, which is different than the battle pass, they do have an option to extend your inventory by like 60 more slots if you want. If you're a terrible inventory management person like myself, that's fine. Then of course there is a battle pass, but most of this is all cosmetics. Like pretty much all of the microtransactions are cosmetic. And this is huge. Obviously this could change over time, but the core gameplay loop, the core reason I was so excited for this when they announced it, even though people were pissed about it, is that I get the dungeon crawlery experience without some of the hardcore, like hyper hardcore skill trees of Path of Exile on something that I can play on my phone or on my tablet on the go, where I can pick it up where I left off, things like that. And I had an absolute blast. I am over the moon at this experience right now, and it is absolutely drop dead gorgeous visually. Like, I have nothing but positive things to say about it, other than it feels like I'm moving really stupidly quickly. Like I'm already level 21. You're level 10 before you finish the tutorial. Well, when you finish the tutorial. So I'm concerned about the content here, but from what I remember of downloading the stuff, it's about 11 gigs to download on mobile, by the way. And you have to go through, like, when you install the game, that's not the full download. You have to go through the download thing and download them all, whatever. Going through all of that, I still think there's a lot of content ahead of me. And the fact that I get to replay dungeons and play through dungeons with friends and all of that, I am so stoked for this. So yes, I am the sucker that went ahead and already paid for some microtransactions, because my rule is this. And the past 2 hours that I have gotten just playing this on my iPad, chilling, talking into a microphone, is better than plenty of games experiences that I have, not these, but you know, plenty of games experiences that I have paid for. So of course, I want to look like an electric fire type god running around the screen for cheaper than the game would normally cost. I am cool with that. In terms of, is this Diablo 4 or is this Diablo 6, as chat was asking, or is this Path of Exile? No, it is Diablo 3.5 or a Diablo expansion pack ported to mobile, whatever. You could probably, if you haven't played Diablo before, Diablo 3 I think is on Switch now. Visually, it's actually not going to compare at all to running on a modern phone or tablet of a higher end spec. But, you know, you can get that full experience. But I think, you know, to get additional content after having already beat Diablo 3, this is wonderful. I am super stoked. And I going back to my main point here, I think we are finally reaching the point that I don't know why it has taken us 10, 15 years to get here with smartphones, but we're at a point now where you can download a AAA console or PC experience for multiplayer or single player on your phone and play games. There is no excuse for mobile games to release in the state that they do sometimes, where they are over monetized, you have 50 million different materials to manage, and the gameplay is dumbed down and gone. We are getting full gameplay experiences. Now you need to download them. It takes a long time. It takes up storage. I am always running out of space on my phone. That's frustrating. But Call of Duty Mobile actually plays really great and is like the combined single SKU casual first-person shooter arcade COD experience that I've been wanting them to go back to right there on your phone. Apex Legends on mobile so far has been pretty fun for me, even though I know it's dividing the community, and we can talk about that later. And Diablo Immortal so far seems to just be Diablo on my tablet or on my phone. I could not be happier about that. Now, as I previously mentioned, I did record a nearly 2-hour playthrough of my first impressions in the first 2 hours of me playing this game, and I want to share it with you, but it doesn't really work on YouTube anymore, especially if I'm not committing to a full Let's Play format. So I do have the entire thing posted, mostly unedited, up on Nebula. Nebula is my own video streaming site I have created with my creator friends. My videos are higher quality there. I'm able to post so many extra videos that you don't normally see on YouTube just because of the algorithms and trying to get things seen. And you can find so much cool exclusive content from me up there, and they're higher quality, ad-free, blah, 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 blah. There's lots of other creators up there as well, so you have lots of content to watch. And in order to get Nebula, the cheapest and best and awesome way to do so is with a bundle with a site called Curiosity Stream. Curiosity Stream has a ton of documentaries and educational titles if you want to, watch some cool documentaries, and you get both sites for the price of one for under $15 per year, for a year of content. It's not $15 a month, it's for a year. The cheapest way you could possibly support me while making a huge difference and getting some awesome content both from me and everyone else for yourself. That's curiositystream.com/epos. Sign up today, go check it out. Let me know what your thoughts on the playthrough are in the comments below.
So if you haven't played it yet, go check it out. And otherwise, go check out this video about Splitgate. Speaking of multiplayer games that I'm super stoked on, Splitgate just launched their new beta season 2, and I am having a blast with that as well. So go check out that video. Remember, be kind, rewind.